Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Supatease video. And I kind of forgot that Arcane Mage was a thing until I encountered this team specifically, the Arcane Mage Demonology Warlock Restoration Druid. Now, this is a surprisingly terrifying composition, and if you're somebody who doesn't like melee DPS, perhaps the rets have been pushing you around a little bit too much, you may want to consider switching to Demonology or Arcane and then finding the other and combining together to become soulmate arena partners, because this composition does devastating amounts of one-shot damage. Demonology is going to be even more potent in 9.2. It's actually kind of got my sights set on it at the moment for possibly being the craziest and most OP spec of 9.2. So investing in it now and trying out this composition is definitely going to be a good time for you, a good worthwhile investment, although a lot of people may not be understanding of it. And these particular players were running the Decimating Bolt combo for the Demonology Warlock and the Arcanosphere from the Arcane Mage. And my poor warrior, he just wanted to hit something the whole game. Just wanted to smack something just a little bit, was not able to reach the target, and met a very grimly end that you will see throughout this video as we talk about the composition and the power of it. The other thing to bring into account is that the Resto Druid on this team is running a Kyrian Resto Druid, empowering their Necrolord Demonology Warlock, giving them 16% more verse on their Demon Bolts, and you will see that damage. It is an insane amount of damage, and this is a composition that even myself, I would like to try in the future. You can already see my warrior stun locked by the druid, not really able to connect. The warlock and mage waiting to find their target, and we're really looking for the arcane power from the mage, and we're looking for the decimating bolt from the demonology warlock. Those two spells are going to be what completely KO somebody. So you can see the arcane mage setting up some damage with the touch of the magi, trying to find polymorphs. We're trying to shut down the crowd control on our shaman and alleviate them so that they can continue healing our warrior. Our warrior is going to leap after the warlock's demonic portal, and I'm going to pop some cooldowns as soon as the warrior connects here and try and take him down. He drops a Frost Nova at line of sights, so I'm going to switch my attention to the mage for a moment, clone him, and then switch my attention to the Resto Druid. I don't really want to be attacking into Ironbark. I want to be forcing as much mana out of the Druid as possible, especially with them running Kyrian. And they're mostly going to play defense at this point to survive our initial assault, which honestly is pretty scary. I mean, this Warlock reached 10%. Maybe I should have actually put some more attention into him. We get every defensive cooldown, and we can see the Arcanosphere from downtown, this purple ball, half my health, half the health of the warrior gone, and there's the decimating bolt being casted by the warlock. We're just like abandoned ship, just warriors is off the bridge. I'm giving up on trying to chase targets at this point, and the warlock is running the succubus build to get even more damage out of their shadow damage. So it's a complete all-in burst one-shot composition. You need to respect those cooldowns, see that Arcanosphere coming. Now, being a boomkin, I'm kind of just standing in the front like, here, hit me. I'm going to use Frenzied Regeneration if you hit me hard and heal myself back to full, and I'm going to take the hit, and then afterwards, hopefully my warrior can charge forward, or at least that was my thoughts in this position. So we're going to try and charge and connect. Mage is going to blink away. Warrior's going to waddle over towards the warlock, stun the warlock. We're going to move forward to try and get some damage on the druid, or maybe potentially go for a cyclone. We do want that spread pressure. I'm getting seduced kind of randomly. Seemed like a little bit of a wasted seduce there. We're going to knock the mage and the druid away from the warlock, isolating the warlock, go for a cyclone, try and control the druid before blasting out our Star Surge onto the warlock and going for the kill onto the warlock. We just got every cooldown earlier, so we're going to empower, activate our eclipse, and dump our Star Surges as quickly as possible before the cyclone ends, and they're going to be able to save their warlock. They end up bashing my warrior. We've got our warlock at 20% health here, trying to chase him down. They go for mass invis. We almost net the kill there, 5%. I didn't even realize how much we got robbed in terms of trying to find the kill, but they're basically trying to stall until they can get to that next Arcanosphere, until they can get to that next decimating bolt. So it's very important that during this downtime you run right on top of them, because they can't really push you back at that point and get as much pressure out as you can. But as soon as they do have those abilities off of cooldown, you better have like laser vision, see the future, and know who they're going to hit, because you are going to disappear very fast, as we're about to see. The warlock jumps off the side. We're going to clone the mage, just attack the pet and attack the druid, whatever's in sight. We don't really want to chase the warlock because the warlock's just going to portal back upstairs. The map wasn't too forgiving either to my poor warrior friend in this match. But we have good pressure on 3 targets here. Druid is losing mana reasonably quickly, so the main kind of goal and plan of the game is going well. They sneak a polymorph in onto my shaman, so I'm going to knock the mage off the side to prevent the mage from getting any casted damage off and try and delay the crowd control as much as possible. And their warlock is just kind of chilling. Like they're happy to just wait. We honestly probably should have just pressed onto the warlock in this position just so that they didn't get this free time to reset, because the next time they have those big rounds of cooldowns, it's literally the most amount of damage I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of damage in Shadowlands, but this was definitely a lot of damage. We're just blasting the mage, trying to put pressure out while our warrior tries to figure out how to get to the warlock without getting kited. I think inevitably jumping down, using stuns when they're on the bottom, using solar beam when they're on the bottom to prevent them from using portal, and trying to blast them down in kind of a little panic attack is probably going to be our best bet here, which is what we did. Jumped off the side, almost killed him again, living at 5%, like very close to actually winning this. And then we're just going to push towards the mage, use our stampeding roar to get our warrior back upstairs a little bit faster and back onto target, so we can keep going after that warlock. And they are just waiting. They have the it's almost what do you want to call it from Yu-Gi-Oh? You want to call it like the Exodia, when they put all of the pieces together. It is literally the Exodia. And so right now they're just drawing cards, right? They're just waiting. They're trying to put together the pieces of the puzzle. And once they've put the pieces of the puzzle together, it doesn't matter how many blue eyes white dragon you have, you're gonna be going down. It's not gonna be a good time. So that is what they're just stalling for. You can see the mage setting up damage with Touch of Magi. That's definitely a good cue. I'm gonna cycle in the mage on that, try and stop them from casting in this position. Keep going after the warlock. Save my star surges. I don't really want to shoot star surges into an iron bark on the warlock. It's going to reduce too much damage, and then instead just going to knock the warlock off the side. He's not looking too appetizing. I don't want him up here. Get him out of here. And you can see the warlock summons in the demonic tyrant. That is another cue that the damage is going to start to ramp up. One piece of the Exodia puzzle. Mage is casting Touch of Magi, the other arm of the Exodia puzzle, trying to put it together for the ultimate one-shot. And they've got crowd control on my whole team. Arcanosphere, we're in bear form. We're getting ready for the hit. This is now like the head of it coming out. Decimating Bolt, that's the other leg. There goes half our health. Arcane Power, Barrage. Luckily, we knew it was coming. And we had a trap card, which was our Frenzied Regeneration. And we were able to survive that hit, which is why I'm playing so much in their face. Because if you see it coming and you're ready for it, you can reasonably heal through it. But after those Decimating Bolts start to connect, it's going to become a lot more difficult to do it. So I charge at the warlock, stunning the warlock, trying to cycle on the warlock and delay the burst as much as possible. You can use AoE CCs on the succubus there, like the incapacitating roar, a high mountain stun, a war stomp, something like that. But their damage is still blasting, so I'm going to duck into bear form again. My shaman has to trinket, and you can see we almost go down to that combo. If they had done that combo on our warrior like they're about to in just a few moments, you're going to see how much more scary it's going to be, especially because the warrior's not going to just Frenzied Regeneration all of that damage back. So now that their cooldowns are over, we're turning around the tides. Their warlocks can jump off the bridge again. They don't really want to play outside of the Exodia, right? They're just waiting again. They're drawing their cards, waiting for their cooldowns, preparing for that next moment. It's kind of up to us to put pressure in this in-between time and net a kill before they can get all of the cards together and then summon it and just completely blast away all of our life points. Here we swap to the druid for a moment. We're trying to connect, but you can see what the strengths of this comp is: its ability to kite. The snares and blinks of the mage, pinning down melee DPS, the portals and gateways for escape. It's so difficult to connect that they can actually stall until they draw that ultimate one-shot combo, and they can just draw the match out until they can completely line it up. And that is the main strength of this composition. That's going to be what you want to do if it's a composition that you want to pick up, is just know how to stall, get some Miyagi-Do defense, and just kind of wax on, wax off, block every single hit coming your way until you just nail that one hit and you're able to just net a kill and end the game. And you can see that by them just jumping off the side of the bridge, knowing we don't really want to play down there because they're just going to come right back upstairs. The druid's just stunning, stalling, running. And the other thing is they're also tilting a little bit, right? That's the tilt factor from playing defense like this, is the other team is like, come on, man, I just want to hit something. Are you going to play the game at this point? And once you've got somebody in that headspace and you get all the pieces together at the puzzle, Yeah, you're pretty much guaranteed to win at that point. So just getting under their skin with all of this defensive play. Here comes the decimating bolt. We saw the touch of the Magi. They're putting towards together the pieces. We're going to use frenzied regeneration, try and duck for cover, bash the mage, maybe knock off a target, try and in-cap the succubus, and really just slow down this incoming crowd control and damage. We got to hibernate. It's not really the end of the world. If anything, just put me on DR for the Mortal Coil. I'd rather be in bear form, have the most amount of health possible, seeing that they're trying to set this up. And you can see the mage has stacks as well. This 10 stack for their barrage. You want to monitor that. Here comes Demonic Tyrant. We can see the head of Exodia already placed onto the field, and they're trying to go for the combo. But I think, again, they're making the mistake of going after me. I think the warrior or the shaman is actually a lot better of a target, and they ends up being what their target is at the end of the game when we get to it. If we decide to just jump off the bridge, we're going to avoid the tyrant. We're going to take some of their strategy during their cooldowns and just avoid the fight as long as possible. We can see the decimating bolt being casted, so the warlock's going to have 3 charges of demon bolts. Their mage has this 10 stack. We can see it up here if you're looking towards the party frames, and you can see a 3 underneath the warlock here, which means that this mage and warlock can erase any of us from the game. They have Exodia, they have the combo unlocked, and we're getting ready for it. Warlock moves in. You can see the Warlock still has 3 stacks underneath their health bar. They pop their unused trinket. They really want a Demon Bolt. There's number 1 on Warrior, probably number 2. He fleshcrafts, die by the swords, and tanks all 3 Demon Bolts. But that wasn't the whole part of the puzzle, right? We're thinking, wow, okay, we lived the demon bolts. We survived it. In 9.2, that would have killed my warrior, by the way. But now we're going to go. But here comes Arcanosphere, the other part of the Exodia, and the mage is casting it from downtown here, and it is going to shred my warrior. Just goodbye, good night. And even me, I wasn't even the main target of the Exodia. I almost died by accident. To that one shot, and that's how this comp can get you, is because they're going to get under your skin by spamming crowd control and running away and being really irritating and never letting you hit them. And then when they go for these cooldowns, you might have thought, oh, I survived it, but wait, there's more waiting in the back line, and you just end up going nighty-night, and it's going to be it for you. So if you want to play a composition to tilt some rep paladins, to tilt some warriors, some of these melee DPS, you need to be picking up these specializations. I definitely recommend moving into the future on getting a demonology warlock. Like, I know myself, I'm thinking that I really need to start picking up a demonology warlock. Other than that, thank you very much for watching the video. If you'd like to watch me live, I stream every day at twitch.tv/Supatease, and I do my best to upload all the patch notes and class changes and all that type of stuff here on my YouTube channel. So if you want to stay up to date with any changes and news and make sure you're in the know and now and what's looking good, what's looking fun with the game, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. Absolutely free. Just lets you know when my videos go live. Other than that, thank you very much for watching the video. I will see you in the next one.